Hello everybody, I am Tony. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, special welcome to you. Today I come to you with a crazy highlight on. I used a new highlighter for my Shop My Stash and it's a bit bright and it's a bit shocking, but that's okay because I said I was going to wear it and try it out, but I think it may be a little bit too much for anybody and everybody. I'm going to do my Shop My Stash today. We're going to go over what I had in here last month. We're going to go over what I'm going to put in here this month real quick. And then that's that. Last month, I failed by putting too many eye products in here, and I can't do that again. I did use the products that were in here, but these 3 eyeshadow palettes are enough to have somebody busy for their, you know, non-busy days of the month when they have outfits and makeup planned and all that stuff. These palettes themselves could have been enough, but then for whatever reason, I don't know why, I decided to stack on, hold on, mini palettes. Okay, and I'm not sure if these 2 just got stuck in there or if they were in there too, but this plus those massive palettes are way too much makeup. Okay, so this is the ABH Norvina collection volume 1. It looks like this. It's a really beautiful palette. I love it. I still use it. I used it throughout the month on the days where, like, I wasn't waking up going, oh, I should wear this with this, you know. So I did that with pretty much all 3 of these palettes. The thing where it got me, this is the, I think the volume 3, yeah. And this fit in, you know, here and there. And this one did also. This is the number 2. Beautiful palettes. I mean, just amazing. And I love the quality of these. I don't know if it's me, if I'm partial to that formula or what, but I just love it. Okay, this is where I don't know if I didn't watch the whole video of my last Shop My Stash, and I should have, but I keep everything in a bin, and stuff can end up in that bin that didn't start there. So I'm not sure if these 2 little Tarte palettes, they're both like rainbow palettes. One looks like this, the other one looks like this. I'm not sure if they started out the month in my Shop My Stash series, but they ended up in there, so I used them a couple times. I really couldn't use this stuff a whole lot because I stuck so much stuff in there. I have the Ruby Obsessions by Huda Beauty. I put the Mar palette by ColourPop in there. I put the Sparkling Cherry Limeade by Violet Voss in there. I put the Forget Me Not by Violet Voss in there, which I did use the Forget Me Not palette quite a bit this month. This is the Berries palette by Hank and Henry. This is a really beautiful color scheme, but, you know, I mean, this too, this is the Sweet Tooth palette by Hank and Henry. When you give yourself that much stuff, it's really hard to gauge. And then on top of that, I had ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. I pulled 3 of these. So you can only do so much, is what I'm trying to say. If you're gonna start a Shop My Stash, please do not go too overboard pulling stuff. I do this monthly, so I figured maybe I could squeeze it into a month. That was the wrong idea. Maybe with 1 Norvina palette, but not all 3. And even then, I still had too many small palettes. It just doesn't work. So, you know, I could only do what I could do. So, then I will go to what's next. I have this Vanilla Peach Truffle Blush Palette, which I did use this. It's beautiful, and I did what I could with it. I love it. I used it. It was beautiful. This e.l.f. Bright Pink, at least that's what it's called. It's not really that bright pink palette, or not palette, but single blush. I used this. It's actually what I have on today, but the highlight takes away from everything. I have this Revolution Makeup Cheek Kit and Take a Breather. I did use this when I could. What else do I got in here? I have this little Ofra Madison Miller trio with 2 highlights and a blush. I love the blush. The highlights are kind of dark for me, so I don't know. I think I might declutter this. I'm sad to say it. I love Ofra, and this isn't their normal formula for their highlighters either, so I don't know. I'm like partial to it, but I just don't use it. So, and that's part of what Shop My Stash is for. You know, finding things in your stash that you're not going to use. This is the Color Icon Palm Beach Ready Radiant Bronzer by Wet n Wild. I love this. I used it every time I got a chance to, including today. I'm just going to put this back with my regular makeup because I really love it that much. I don't like it on my cheeks, but I like it like on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, and maybe, you know, under my chin and stuff like that. So real quick, let me just stick out with my regular makeup. I did have the No Problem Prime Essence. I love this stuff. I just hate how messy it is. Like, you gotta put it in your hands, like make your hands go like this, put it on your face. Like, when I'm getting ready for bed, that's fine, but getting ready to put makeup on and then having to sit there and wait for it to dry, this used to be my like all-time favorite primer, and now it just seems like a hassle, but I love it. You know, it is what it is. So I also had in this No Problem primer. This is the Smooth and Pore Covering Top Secret for Perfect Makeup. And I've used quite a bit of this. I tried to use it this month. I'm going to continue to keep using it when I can, when I remember to. And that's that for that product. I wasn't too great when it came to using this. I just have a really hard time going away from my favorite products. I really do. My favorite like foundations and stuff, I have a really hard time not using them. So I didn't use that too much. And then I have the Light Porcelain Pure Foundation Stick. I didn't use this too much either. It's a wonderful product, but honestly, I had a really hard time using it. I don't know why. It just happens that way, you know? So, sorry about that. I was putting them back real quick. I had the Tarte Stay Spray. I did use this a little bit. I didn't use it a lot. It's more of a mini to me, so I try to save stuff like this for trips. So I will just, I'll use that whenever I can. The Urban Decay All Nighter I did use throughout the month. I still probably have about a quarter of this, and maybe even less than that. So I'm kind of like panning this now. And then this one is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is about gone, so I'm not sure. It's still in there, but it's not gone. But I will continue to use it until it is gone, which will be pretty soon. Something else I put in there that I didn't use was the Shape Tape setting powder that I just got. I haven't used it yet. I need to use this. So as far as powders go, I think I'm gonna just put this right back in here. And then I did put a brow product in here. I'm not gonna do this again. I didn't use it maybe once throughout the month. I tried it and I didn't like it. I like the products that I use now, and I just like to keep it that way. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this. It's about to the end of its life anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Just gonna stick that in my empties bin. And then I have my makeup erasers 7 days a week thing, and I actually washed them, put them back in here, and there's like 4 in here now. So I'm just gonna keep this in the box, and then I'll use them as I need them. So real quick, let me try to make a little bit of room for my new stuff, because my table is very, very small. So we'll just do with what we can. And okay, so first up, I'm putting in the Storybook Cosmetics Little Briar Rose thing. I got this from BoxyCharm. Believe it or not, there are some beautiful, beautiful shimmers in this palette. Beautiful. I mean, this blue right here, I know you probably can't see it. There we go. Is amazing. And this reddish gold is just fire. The silver in here is amazing. So I'm going to throw this in and try to use it because it's massive and I don't really use it. I don't know if I don't use it because it's massive or what, but here, let me put this on my lap so I don't have to keep reaching down. So I have a kind of funny next palette too. This is the Museum of Ice Cream Sephora collab. It's in a little popsicle looking thing. It looks like this. It's a really pretty palette with some pretty shimmers in it, where I'm just gonna, you know, use it where I can. I love these 3 brights right here. And then some of these shimmers go with the brights like perfectly. So this shouldn't be too hard to use. It's just the most awkward palette shape-wise. So I only pulled, I think, 5 or 6 palettes for this month. And that's total. No, this is the most big palette that I have. This is the Flamingo palette by Violet Voss. And it looks like this. It's summertime, so it should not be hard for me to use this palette at all. I can already see like a million looks with a bunch of different clothes, so I have no problem using this palette. I haven't touched it that much this summer yet, and I love this palette, so I just want to give it a little bit of use. Next up, something that I got and I haven't really given much use to. This is the Pretty Birdie palette by Pretty Vulgar. I really like all the colors in this palette. They're all really dark, so I'm gonna have to pull in some other colors, but the next palette will come in handy. So I'm gonna play with this a little bit and see what happens. This is the Violet Voss, the Rainbow palette, and it looks like this. Like I said, this is where this palette will come in handy with that other palette because the colors are so dark in there. The colors in here are nice and bright and fun, so I can definitely use those two to kind of balance each other out. And then the last palette I have is the Sweet Violet by Violet Voss. No, I didn't mean to do that. I just have that many Violet Voss palettes in my collection. It looks like this. It'll be a fun purple palette to use. So that is all of my palettes for this month. I'm not going to overload myself and, you know, do anything crazy. For foundations, I pulled out the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I actually like this as a foundation, so I'm going to pull this out and use it for that. I don't use concealer most of the time. I think you guys are already aware of that. I actually pulled out my Beauty Blender foundation too, because I have another backup of this and I want to get this one used and get the other one started. I know that they were like taking it off the market or something, which kind of upsets me because I love it, but it is what it is. So I also, let me try to set this down now. Okay. I also pulled out a primer. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This is about 1/8 of the way full, so I think I should be able to get through this month. I'm not pushing myself too hard this month. I pulled out 2 lipsticks. I don't know if I pulled out any lipsticks last month. I just grabbed 2. I grabbed this red from Christmas. It's the Candy Cane one from the Melted Matte Quad that Too Faced brought out. I love their Melted Matte lippies. They're amazing. And then I got this Super Stay Matte ink by Maybelline in the color Lover. So there's that. I did pull a spray. This is the Lice Water, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. If you know, tell me down in the comments how the heck you say that word. Why is it not coming into my head right? This is the Magnifix Makeup Fixative with white tea. This is going to be my spray for the month. I'm not getting anything huge. And this is still pretty full, so I will just use what's left of it. Hopefully. That is the idea. I grabbed 2 blushes. They're both Bare Minerals. They're both the Bounce and Blur. I got Mauve Sunrise and Pink Sky. So they're not totally, yeah, they're different. One's mauve and one's pink. So I don't feel too bad. I love those though. This was just in one of my videos, but I pulled it out because I do want to use it. This is the Shayna B bronzer, and it's like perfectly toned from my pale skin. So I had this in my my sample Sunday video, and this was just something I pulled out, and I really like it, but I'm gonna forget about it if it's in my bronzer drawer because the bronzers are behind everything. So I want to put this in my Shop My Stash and see what happens with it this month. And then I pulled 2 of my highlighters, and I think that's about it for the month. This is my Omega highlighter from Marc Jacobs in the color 81 Showstopper. It's a really pretty pinkish peach color. And then I have this one. This is Bunny Buns. It's a highlighter from Sugar Drizzle Polish. It is mainly a icy white highlighter. Maybe not as icy as today, but it's an icy white highlighter. So that is that. Let me know if you guys have anything to say about like what I did to myself by like crashing and burning on too many eyeshadow palettes. I already know what I did wrong. But, yeah, I think I did pretty good for the first month, and I did learn a little bit in not having done these in a while. Like, I used to do these, I think, weekly, but weekly is just too much for me right now. I don't have enough time to do this weekly. Like, pulling everything, and then, you know, it's hard. Like, I'd rather just do the Sample Sunday thing weekly, and I'm trying to get back to Tutorial Tuesdays every week. So, I don't know. I don't want to have too many things on my channel that are like, this is happening on this day, no matter what. You know, it gets kind of annoying that way. But it's whatever. You know what? Just for giggles and whatnot, I'm going to throw this Murad Hydrating Toner. It's a spray toner. I love this stuff, but I never use it. And it was just sitting in front of me. I'm going to throw this in my Shop My Stash bin and try to use it every day when I walk in here. And that'll get me to look at my Shop My Stash bin. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for being here for this video. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. I love you all very much, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. I hope you're having a great one. And that's it. Bye, guys.